people, and how have you been? Today I'm that happy girl, And why am I so happy? My name is Millie Kihiu, Beautiful Life. You know what? Life is still beautiful no matter what we go through. And going through stress today does not mean that tomorrow you'll not be happy. So guys, today I'm a happy girl because the joy of the Lord is my strength. And so I welcome you again to this channel. The channel name is Millie Kihiu Beautiful Life. Thank you for those who are watching us for the first time. I say please feel at home. Subscribe. Those who have been part of us and have been part of this journey, I say thank you very much for supporting us up to this far. And I say life is still beautiful no matter what we go through. You may be going through pain, you may be going through messy situation, you may be going through disappointments, you may be going through your lows emotionally, you may be going through a loss, you may be going through all those crises that we go through in life. But life will always be beautiful because there is always some beauty in life. And so take the joy of the Lord and it will be your strength. You'll be able to move on, you'll be able to carry on, you'll be able to go to the next level. He says that he has a good and a very, very smart plan for your life. And not only a plan, he has a plan to give you a future. Not just a future, but a future that you hope for. So guys, I welcome you again to today's show, saying that you're most welcome na ninawapenda sana. So today, I want to talk about something that's, okay, nimekuwa tu nikiipanga kuiongea, but leo nikasema because feel like my hormones are high. My endorphins are okay. They are so like up. I'm so happy today. And why am I this happy? Because I have tried all the way to overcome some issues. But today, I am that girl who just overcame. That girl who just went through it, guys. Now, guys, do you know there is a time that comes when you get angry? You get so angry, and yani you get so angry to that level of just waiting upon God. I know you thought that I will talk about getting hungry until you fight. Getting angry until you fight. Getting angry until you break things, like you burst out in tears, like you burst out in anger. But I talk about getting angry, so much angry that the only thing you can do is just wait upon God. That time always comes where you get so angry until there's nothing else you can do except waiting upon God. And why do you get angry? Today's show, we are talking about what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't happen? What is this that we are talking about? Sometimes, and not sometimes, but always, when you're doing something, you have an objective. Whenever there is something you're planning, you have an objective. Be it small, be it big, there is an objective that you're focusing on. You focus to a certain destination. There is always something that you are aspiring to achieve. There is always something that you aspire to get. There is always a certain success that you want to achieve. So guys, if it doesn't happen, what happens? Like for example, you go to school, you know, those who have children. Let me start with those who have children, because actually children of nowadays, even if you keep singing their song, saying, you know, you should do this, you're supposed to work hard, you're supposed to think about your education, you're supposed to, they don't even understand those things. Like we parents are the ones, I'm in the education sector, so I know all these things. We as parents are the ones who like push as if we're the ones who are sitting for that exam, as if we are the ones who will be assessed, as if we are the ones who have that objective to achieve. So children who go to school with an objective They go to school, they work hard. At the end of the day, there is something we expect. Like just the other day, the results were out. I can see how people jubilated. I can see how people sunk into depression. I have one of my nieces, and I asked her, "What did you get in your what was the result of the exam?" And ananiambia, "You know what? I got the best." Because I got what I didn't expect. Like I expected better mark. I expected worse mark than I got. And the grade that I got, I'm just happy. So I'm like, oh, this girl has achieved. This girl feels okay. She's fine. She loves what she did. But all the way, she was like, mimi hata msigoje kitu kubwa. Gojeni tu pale. Kuna mahali penye, ninaona hapo ndio naweza ingia. But to her surprise, she was surprised with a very good grade. And so, whenever children go to school, there is something that we expect from them. There is a grade that is expected. And we don't just expect a grade, we expect a good grade. As parents, wezi peleka mtoto wako shule kubwa, umpeleke mtoto wako a good school without expectation. There is that desire that you have. That is why we work so hard so that we can make sure that our children are in the best schools. When you start a business, but before we go to the business, this child who has gone to school, you can imagine if at all she went to school and came out with the worst grade that you ever expected. What happens? What if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't come out as you want it? You got a business, you start a business and you start running it, you put every other measure, you put the infrastructure, you come and put the capital there, you come and bring the stock. What happens if it doesn't work out? What happens if the business fails? What happens if the business falls? Let's talk about pregnancy. When someone gets pregnant and they carry the pregnancy to some like 7 months, and then in the middle of the night you wake up and there's a lot of bleeding, and you wake up and there's a lot of pain, you wake up, you're dizzy, the next landing you are in the hospital and they say we could not save the child. What happens? What if you don't carry that child on your arms? What if you don't come out of that theater? What if your loved ones reject you? What if, or what happens if it doesn't come out as you expected? Tunaenda, msichana anaanza kupanga harusi, they plan for that wedding, and it becomes the most glamorous wedding that we've ever seen. It becomes the most beautiful, the wedding of her dream. We all celebrate. So and so amevuka. She's now enjoying it, living happily ever after. An year goes, a second year, a third year, a fourth year, and even a fifth year, a sixth to a 10th and 11th, a 12th to a 13th. This couple have got no children. What happens? What if those children don't come? What happens if the children don't come? Your friends all over, they've got children, they are happy. All over you, they are calling for baby showers, they are calling for birthdays, they are inviting you for like dedications, you know. Yet, you are still on the waiting rooms section. You're still on the waiting rooms lane. You're still on the waiting. What happens? What if it doesn't happen? And you know, these things happen. They really happen. They happen to people. They happen to us. They happen to our friends. What if that marriage does not last? What if one day he comes home drunk and he has never tasted alcohol? What if one day you are called and you're told, we want to see you urgently. Someone needs your attention here. And you find yourself your friend, your spouse, your child, I mean, it's no more. What if it doesn't happen as you wish? So this is where I'm saying you get so angry, you get so hurt until there is nothing you can do except waiting upon the Lord. David says in the Bible, I waited upon the Lord. Mark that word. I waited upon the Lord, and he came down for my rescue. What if it doesn't happen? Let me tell you. What you get is not what you prayed for. It's not what you desired, but it's what you waited for. I want to hear someone repeat that. That you get what you waited for. You don't get what you prayed for. It doesn't matter the wait. It doesn't matter how long. But what you get is what you waited for. Sometimes you find us praising God. You find us happy, like I am today. You find us so happy. You find us like excited. But we are burning from inside. We are dying from inside. We are crushed from inside. We are broken from inside because sometimes it doesn't happen as we thought. It doesn't happen as we planned. It doesn't happen as waited for. What if it doesn't happen as you waited for? What if it doesn't happen as you planned? But those who wait upon the Lord, they will live, and they are like Mount Zion, which can never be shaken, neither can it be moved. They will sail with wings. They will fly with wings like eagles. They will run, and they will not faint. They will fall, but they will not get hurt because they wait upon God. I'm talking about what if it doesn't happen as planned. Getting so angry, getting so bitter until there is nothing we can do except waiting for God. And that is where hunger comes. I hungered for the Lord. I hungered for the provisions of the Lord until he provided for me. You hunger until there is nothing else you can do except waiting upon God. We're told that if you don't call upon the name of the Lord today, tomorrow may be too late for you to call upon him. Because he says, seek me while I may be found. Look for me while I may be available. Check for your list. Check on your list and see, have you put me into consideration that you need to call me? Ama umeenda kwa to-do list and you're going to the market, calling so and so, checking on who and this and that, going to this, doing this, but there is nowhere you're consulting God. That is where we go wrong. But he says, seek me while I may be found. Call me while I am near. And when you call the name of the Lord, let me tell you, all those who call the name of the Lord, they are never ashamed. I'll never bring you any other gospel. I'll never bring you any other message, but I'll always tell you, life is still beautiful no matter what we go through because we have God in it. But if God is not in your life, then it will never be beautiful. It will never be good. When you call upon the name of the Lord, an encouraging voice will always come to you and say, cheer up. Cheer up, be of great courage, because the battle is not yours, neither is the temptation meant to finish or to destroy you. But God is fighting your battles. God is fighting your innermost battles. The battles we fight when we are hiding somewhere. The battles we fight in darkness. The battles we fight inside closed doors. The battles we fight with nobody around us. The battle we fight from inside our hearts. The strong people who seem very strong, very happy, and the battles they fight. God is saying, cheer up, be of great courage, because the battle is not ours. The battle is His. Let us keep on praising Him. Let us keep on telling people about His goodness, even if it doesn't come out the way we want it. Even if it doesn't happen as we had planned it. Listen to that voice that says, the battle belongs to God. Listen to that voice that says, I will give you strength to mount and to sail higher, to fly so high like the eagles, and you'll not get tired. You will run and you'll not get faint. You will run and you'll never fail, because God is in your trials. God is in your crisis. And at the right time He says, I will do it speedily. I will do it swiftly. That time will surely come. When I got married, in these shows, I keep telling you some of my life experiences. When I got married, I stayed for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you counting with me? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 good years. 11, 12. And I was not blessed with a child. And I kept asking God so many questions, because as a human being, you'll keep asking God so many questions. And I asked God, was this your plan? You say that you have good plans for my life. And I quarreled Him. I cried bitterly. But all this, I did it in my altar. An altar where I was alone, I and my God. I tried all ways and means of reaching God. But when the right time came, He blessed me. And He made me a proud mother. He made me a proud person. He made all my fears disappear, because He's a faithful God. It doesn't matter how He will do it. It doesn't matter the way He comes to you. It doesn't matter the way He visits you. But when the right time comes, He will visit you swiftly, and He will have to do it. It doesn't matter the barriers that will be around you. It doesn't matter the pains that will have gone, but He will come and bless you and change your name. He will change your name to the best name that He has in store for you. I am so happy to imagine and to know that when Jeremiah was told that I chose you before you were formed in your mother's womb, I was thinking about all those seeds, the seeds of the manhood seeds. I was imagining about the tens of thousands seeds that were swimming all over, looking for me, looking for mine. And out of the 10,000 of them, mine was chosen. And it was put in my mother's womb. He cannot put it there. Because, these are things that you cannot see with your bare eyes. You just see that fluid, but you don't know what is in that fluid. That fluid carries all the tens of thousands seeds. And mine was chosen because He had a good plan on my life. And He had a plan to give me a future. And not just a future, but a future that I hoped for. A future that I was looking forward to. And by so doing, I am proud that my seed was chosen with a reason. It was chosen because He will give me what He has fashioned for me, what He has planned for me. So whenever anything happens in my life, I don't take it so like a mountain. I just take it easy, because I know the battle is not mine. It belongs to God. As I told you last week, as I told you in the last episode that we had, the last show, I was in a total crisis. But today I'm a happy person. He did it for me. I was wondering now, if I lose this girl that I'm used to, if I lose this one that I wanted to have, what will happen? will I ever get someone who makes me happy again, who makes me happy with what they are doing? But right now, as we speak, I am that happy person because God did it for me. God planned it for me. And in fact, just like it was said by someone elsewhere, he said, in every level of life, God brings you the right people to walk with in that part of life, in that part of the journey. Because this is a journey we are on. Anytime you feel like this relationship is no longer the best for me, I don't feel valued, I don't feel like I'm comfortable here, toka uende, can you run away? And God will give you yet some other people to walk with you the journey. Because in every episode, he will give you the right content. In every journey, in every part of life, he will give you the right people to be with. Do not kill yourself there. Life is very, very, very valuable. You don't have to die there as you try to make things happen, as you try to make things like zikufit, as you try to make things right, like you want to make things work out. Run away. If it is toxic, kama ni kutumiana vibaya, songa ukisonganga. So what I want to mean here is that God will always bring you the right people. And so if we want God to walk with us that journey and bring us the right people in our journey, let me tell you, you have to involve God. And when I pray, I never leave there without an answer. And you know, the longest time that I stayed is the over 10 years, 11, 12 years. God had a good plan for me because what he gave me, oh my goodness, the best of the best. I cannot ask for anything better. And let me tell you, throughout that time, there is no one day that I sat and I cried and told my husband, you know, I don't think that God exists, but God still gave me a blessing because he has good plans for us. So what if it doesn't happen as you have planned? What if it doesn't happen as you thought? What if it doesn't happen as you expected? What do? You wait upon the Lord and you get so hungry. You hunger for God until there is nothing you can do except waiting for God. Is your child sick? There is nothing you can do except waiting for God. Is your parent suffering with terminal illness? There is nothing you can do except waiting upon God. Is your marriage falling down? Is he becoming like so stubborn that you don't understand what is happening with his life and with your life? You can only wait upon God. Do you have that feeling that something is not right and you feel like you are losing it all in your business, in everything you're doing? You only wait upon God. So even if everything else doesn't work out, you can only wait upon God. It is only God who can help you when it doesn't happen as you expected. Watch, pray, and keep still for you to know that God is God. Just keep still and know that God is God. Wait upon him. He keeps his promises and he fulfills them. For sure, his track record is clear. It is very clean. He has never promised what he did not give. He has never promised victory and failed to give it. Just keep on waiting upon God. You wait upon God as you pray. You wait upon God as you watch. You wait upon God as you tell him all your desires, as you tell him all that hurts, as you tell him all that you need. He is the God who takes people from one level to another. You remember Esther? Esther was only a maid, but being a maid and a faithful maid, God made her a queen. So from that level that you feel like this level is too low for me, watch and pray and wait upon God. Be faithful. Be a person of integrity. Be a person of good cheer. because God is fighting your battles, and He is raising you from a maid to a to a queen. You remember Joseph? Joseph was put in the prison with a reason, because God wanted to save His people. Out of that prison was where he could be known as a man of God. And through that imprisonment, he was able to save his people from death of hunger, because there was famine in their land. There is nothing that God cannot do. He promises and He gives. He gives us victory, and He gives us a prize that comes in handy. He gives us a breakthrough because He changes people's names. He changes them from maid to queen. He changes them from suffering to the palace. And I tell you, even Ruth was a gleaner at some point. He was a gleaner for a number of years. But the same gleaner became the owner of the land where he was gleaning. He looked for wheat. He went picking. He was gleaning as others harvested. But God made her the owner of the land. What can't He do for you? Just watch and pray and have faith and believe in God. He will do just anything. For the many, many years that I waited, God still came for me. He came through for me. And today I'm a happy person. He had a reason why He had to take me through that desert. And today I rejoice, because the joy of the Lord is my strength. And so, people, life is still beautiful if you hang on God and wait upon Him. And so I want to leave you with this word that says, if it doesn't happen as you wished, God is still faithful. And so, guys, until next time, nawapenda sana. And I know that you're not going to give up so easily, because He's watching. He's fighting your battle. Wait upon Him. Get so hungry until there is nothing you can do except waiting for God. And until next episode, until the next show, it's I, your girl Millie of Millie Kihiu Beautiful Life. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please, I beg, subscribe. We are almost there. We are getting there. Please subscribe so that we can get to that level that we are looking at. May God bless you. May God keep you. And may God help you to hang on even when it doesn't happen.